Welcome everybody. This is Yellow Cossack. I am bringing you some more wonderful footage of WARNO. I hope you guys are doing just okay. Now, this battle took place on the Black Forest map. It was a 3v3, and let me tell you guys, by far, this battle has to be the hardest one that I have ever done yet. It kind of felt like a pivotal moment in history, similar to Rome fighting Carthage, and if either side had lost, then either Rome was getting sacked or Carthage was getting sacked. And honestly, it took us over 2.5 hours of just intense battle for somebody to come out on top, and I really hope you guys enjoy the footage. Let's get started. Welcome to the match, everybody. I'm going to be starting with showing you what the enemies got. So right off the bat, they have a Mi-8 helicopter recon. Then they got their BRM-1 and BRM-2, also recons. And of course, you're going over here and you're seeing an ungodly amount of recon. Now, recon is obviously important in this game. You can't go wrong with having overly a lot of recon, especially the Russians. They have the BMP ones, which have a 73mm gun. It's basically a tank. All right. Now they're not too hard to take out, but they are very armored. So let's take a look here. What else do they have? All right, so they got some grenade launcher infantry units, and we're seeing some AGS-17s, so a lot of infantry, and I believe this is, BMP-1P, that's a Russian vehicle, and they got some artillery already. And this is kind of, I have seen this a lot. The AI loves to always have at least one artillery unit, but I will say that this element here is vulnerable to air attack. There is literally no anti-air here, and that would worry me. And if you go to the left-hand side, we have our Mi-24. This is a unit suppression vehicle, and up here we have a Mi-2, so more recon. So the AI is just stacked with recon, guys, which is, not necessarily a bad thing, but if you overdo it, it can make you a lot weaker coming from the start of the game. So here you go, guys. I'm going to show you a little quick clip of just going down the road here. This is something we still see today that the Russians like to do. So we got some recon, we got some, I believe this is the BRM-1, and then we got another BRM-1, and then we got this is a German vehicle. I believe it's the BRM-1. Oh god, it's the same thing, pretty much. Anyway, let's go down the line. So they got a lot of recons. All right, my god, look at that. I got a T-62 right here, and another one. All right, you got some of the grenade launcher units here, another infantry unit here, BTR. This is the anti-air unit. This is the Strela one. It's a decent unit. Another T-62, and this one looks a little bit beefy. T-80s, yep. Now this is actually what the Ukrainians use. They use the T-80s, and I believe they're called the Opla-M, is what their modern vehicle is called today. Again, more units here. Oh my god, just look at this. Holy shit. What are these? The M24, yep. So you got the M24s, got 2 of them, and a lot of helicopters. So as you can see, the enemy is got a long line of vehicles, and this is beautiful. And like I told you guys from the beginning, this is just an insane battle where there's just an ungodly amount of units. But again, I will tell you guys, they are extremely weak with the anti-air. They have one anti-air unit for this whole column. So it's almost as if they're copying 2022. Look at that. All right, so we'll go over to our side. And one little thing I'd like to mention, I'm not much of a complainer. This game has a lot of great potential, but there are a lot of things that they really do need to fix for this game to be a lot better. For example here, if you just take a look, this deployment zone here is tiny. And if you wanted to do a bigger battle, like a 3v3, I know this is only a 4-player map, but you can do a 3v3. And the issue is there's only really one road here leading out of this deployment zone, which means there's going to be an insane traffic jam, which is going to absolutely suck. You're just going to delay the enemy, And actually, honestly, we had the same issue. And actually, that's why you're seeing me deploy my units here in the field, because I was like, there's no way in hell I'm waiting for all these vehicles to get by just so I can get out there on the road as well. And like you guys see, this now this deployment zone has a bit better placement, I would say, because they have another road leading out that way. But again, that's only if you're trying to protect this area. If you just wanted to go this way, it would be just really annoying, and you just run out of space really quickly. And I really wish that they would fix this on this map, at least make the deployment area a bit larger, like perhaps over here, this road. That would be pretty essential. Have this road and this road, so you have at least 2 roads leading to a main road. Or that way we can go over here and up there. Okay. All right, so let me quickly show you guys what we're also deploying here. I'm not going to go through every single unit, guys, but you know, you guys, I'm assuming if you've ever played WARNO before, you guys are going to know what these symbols mean. Obviously, the spy goggles clearly mean that they're recon units. If you guys have never played this game, obviously, I assume you guys know that this is a tank. That is an infantry vehicle, tank, a lot of infantry vehicles. But let me just zoom in and give you guys a cool shot of what NATO's bringing in. And let's see if the AI was any better at bringing in a little bit more anti-air. So we got a lot of tanks to start off here. You got the M48, great tank for 80 points, not bad. It's obviously not the best tank out there. It's a pretty cheap tank, but if you have a lot of them and you know how to move them just right, they're a great tank. Got the Leopard 2A3, great tank again. And oh, here we go. Now this is the I don't know how to pronounce this, but I'm assuming it's the Gepard 1A1. I believe this is a German anti-air. All right, got some more German vehicles over here. Some artillery. Oh, another anti-air. So we already saw 2 anti-airs. And we're seeing 3 anti-airs, 4 anti-airs, 5 anti-airs. Let's keep going, guys. Let's see what we got. So we saw 5 anti-airs and an anti-tank helicopter here, which is the, I believe this is a Cobra. Yep, AH-1F. And then if we're looking in here, what did I deploy here? Yep, just some tanks, some infantry. So to give you guys an overall strategy, this map is very large. I have only played here a few times. And what I have noticed is that if you commit your units to the wrong section of the map, you will lose the game. And when I'm talking about the wrong section of the map, I mean right here. To travel your units from here to here is immensely challenging, especially logistically. We're talking about several logistical units just to move them here. Most of your tanks will make it up probably to here, maybe even here, but then they're going to run out of gas. So moving units this far without logistical support is really hard. And on top of that, your logistics is going to be vulnerable if you don't have enough anti-air here. And the enemy can dig in really well here. You guys see this long line of forest right here? Right here. There are just a lot of choke points here. And if I recall correctly, you guys will see what our strategy was here in just one moment. So here we go. The battle is starting, and we already have 1 unit that's missing in action. I don't know what the heck I was doing here. I must have forgotten to give a command to one of these units. But right away, you guys see I got a recon helicopter here. This is an anti-tank helicopter, some infantry units, some recon guys, and I'm just basically essentially trying to have an idea of what the enemies bring. Right away, guys, you're going to see us take out this recon unit. Beautiful. This is what the F-16s are for. At least this is how I use them. As you guys can see, the enemy is bringing up a shit ton of units up here, primarily with a lot of helicopters. My God, that is 4 helicopters. Too bad I didn't see this coming. I really would have brought a large amount of anti-air here. This was a mistake by me. I should have brought an anti-air with these units because this would have really halted their advance here. And again, guys, I'm using my jets to try to stop them as best as I can. Let's jump over here. This is really where most of the battle took place. Right here was probably the hottest part of the battle. The enemy was really trying to stream through here. As you guys can see, I'm securing my flank. Very important thing to do, and something that if you don't do this, you're going to be very vulnerable, and you're going to be dealing with a lot of just irritating issues from the start of the game. Make sure you cover your flank, guys. All right, so I'm moving my tanks up slowly over here. I already got my anti-tank personnel up here. I love using these units. They are great. Got some artillery, lots of recons. We're moving troops all around, trying to seize certain buildings that actually give us different viewpoints. If I was to click on this real quick, this is what you can see through the buildings. Great building to have. You got some forest here, so you have some concealment, right? This building also great, as long as you guys have concealment. So I've spoken on this before. If your building has concealment, that is great, because if the enemy can see this building across this field up here, then they can shoot at you and just decimate your units very quickly, even if they are within the building, or call down artillery or whatnot. So right off the bat, we're going to see some insane action going on here. The enemy is this you should never do. Now, I'm not going to overanalyze, guys, but I am going to point out super huge mistakes by our enemy. All right, so they're just clumping up these units here. We already got engagements going on here. This anti-air units are pretty good for suppression. Here we go. We got some bombing runs already happening. Yep. But look at the... Just take a quick look, guys. The enemy is so clumped up right here. This is definitely not a good thing for them. All right, so we got a lot of engagements going on right here, right off the bat. Got a lot of infantry units, a lot of recons. Here we have an anti-tank unit that I don't believe is going to survive very long. Just like I said, completely destroyed. Not a smart move, guys, to be moving your units just straight through a choke point like that. If someone had a tank right here, you could be just killing units left and right with them having very poor visibility. Here we go. We got an infantry unit that's going to take out this recon very quickly. Oh, they retreated, unfortunately. But again, a lot of units are getting destroyed here very quickly. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of action going on right off the bat. If we look over here, this was not great for me. I was really getting pinned down by these helicopters, and unfortunately I was not really able to suppress these helicopters enough to stop them from being effective against my infantry. Although they will lose at least 2 helicopters if I correctly recall from this engagement. Here we go. Yep, there's my F-16 yet again doing its job. Already getting hit a lot by the anti-air. I hope I don't lose it. Oh, yep, I lost it, unfortunate. But I did kill their helicopter, so I wouldn't call it an even trade. Not by far. Unfortunately, that F-16 is quite a bit pricey. So this helicopter is retreating because it's pretty damaged. It's also out of ammo. Here we go. I took it out again. And I lost to yet another F-16. Unfortunate move by me. I don't think I realized that they had so much anti-air in this area. So the enemy is slowly pushing us here. I'm trying to set up units here. I already have some AH-1F helicopters ready to suppress any kind of infantry. And I already have an anti-tank unit that's trying to move into position, hopefully get some cheap shots on the enemy. And slowly bringing more reinforcements over here. Hopefully fixing this helicopter here. I believe I was bringing up a supply vehicle. Here's our anti-air. Like I said, a little too late, bringing up some tanks slowly but surely. And let me tell you guys our overall strategy here. We wanted to basically create a long choke point here. I really wanted to hold the enemy here, but I really largely couldn't because they were pouring in a vast amount of units in this area. Over time, and again, this was actually not the greatest move because they are stretching themselves very thin with very weak logistical supply lines. So eventually we do get pushed back over here, but our whole goal was just to eat up units as much as we could. So let's hop back over here because my main focus was over here, was pretty much supporting our ally, capturing this point, and again, we were quite late at capturing this point. This was a miscalculation by me because I actually saw my allies bringing in quite a few command units, and I don't know what happened to them because They captured one area here, but failed to capture this area, even though we clearly dominate this region. For some reason, they just didn't bring in any command units, so we already started losing pretty bad in the beginning of the game. Here we go, guys. We're seeing some action over here. Some tanks engaging some of our units. What do we got here? A T-62 got destroyed. Another T-80 over here. Let's see how well this one does, how long it takes for it to get destroyed. There we go, got hit from the side here. And these are the lovely anti-tank units that I love so much, guys. They just work so well. These are the German ones. And look how easy it is to just pick it up and move. Making it just hard on the enemy. We got a lot of engagements going on here. They're not pushing any tanks up here. We're doing airstrikes on them. They're all clumped up here. Look at all this damage that the enemy is taking right now. All these tanks are damaged. Lost a tank right there. They're getting artilleries firing right upon them. This is a horrible situation to be on. Again, really stupid for them to be just clumped up right there in that section. We've pretty much decimated any tactical advantage right there. Because those buildings are destroyed. The infantry can't even have any kind of cover or concealment. They're just in the open. All right, so we got a unit here that's taking a lot of heavy fire. I believe that we ended up retreating these hopefully soon, because they're just taking a lot of shit. Oh, there you go. Oh my god. Wow, that was a little pixelated, but yeah, like I said, guys, lots of units being destroyed. Here we go. Look at my left flank over here. The enemy did deploy some tanks over here, looking to probably exploit my weakness if I had any on this side. I don't. I have a helicopter here, another tank here, some infantry, another anti-tank helicopter, more infantry, and more infantry. Here we go. I'm bringing in resupply just in case our tanks get damaged at all. Primarily, I brought it up for this helicopter. I got more anti-tank units up here. Again, hard to spot if you can hide them really well in the forest. I'm bringing up some more Abrams up here, and unfortunately this tank is just getting destroyed. I believe it's from this M24 helicopter. Yeah, these things are brutal. They take quite a bit of damage to take out. Let's see if we take this one out. I think we do at some point. Here we go. I've always been impressed in how much damage tanks can do to these helicopters. I don't find that extremely realistic, but nonetheless, it's nice to be able to damage the units in that manner. All right, guys. So again, it's cool to see both of the units if that's what you guys like. But honestly, I really enjoy not seeing the enemy units. That way you kind of just see them slowly get destroyed one by one. I don't know what the hell I was trying to do here. Maybe I was just probing to see where the enemy was really at. But it was a really stupid decision because, well, they have a tank and a recon unit here. So that's a BRM-1 and a T-62. So the enemy is still pushing us really hard over here in this sector. Just insane engagements going on everywhere, guys. Oh my god. I feel bad for this unit because they're just getting wiped out here and getting shot here by this Lauch A1. And actually, believe it or not, guys, the Gepard 1A1s can actually lay down insane suppressive fire on infantry. I mean, you wouldn't believe it. Let's see this thing fire if it shoots. I mean, look at those things. They can definitely destroy infantry. If any of you guys have ever played Arma 3, you guys know what I'm talking about. Here we go. A lot of engagements over here by units. This unit is just getting put through the meat grinder. I feel so bad for them. A lot of damage. Again, the enemy hasn't really made any progress here at all. And here we are resupplying as much as we can. Over time, slowly, I really was trying to push up here on the left side and then slowly come in through this way. That was my ultimate goal, was to cut off anything coming from over here and then push this way. And ultimately, guys, if we capture this zone, it's over. It's so over for the enemy. There are so many airstrikes happening right now. What is that? What vehicle is that? Sorry, it won't let me click on it. I'm kind of annoyed. Hello? Huh. Well, they got a anti-air unit all the way in here. That's kind of insane. And got some artillery in here. Anyway, so we're slowly moving up. More anti-air, more tanks, more infantry, more recon, more helicopters. Essentially everything you need to destroy the enemy. As you guys can tell over here, the enemy has successfully pushed us on our right flank. But what you guys will see, as what I was telling you earlier, look at this logistical nightmare. Now take a look, everybody, at this logistical nightmare. Just look at all those gas tank signs, all those ammunition signs, all those wrench bar signs, which means the units need to be fixed. They've been taking damage. And here we go. We're seeing more engagements. I put a tank all the way up here. And honestly, at this very moment, I realized that I was really lacking here. And again, this was one of those disappointing moments where I realized that my ally was not helping me yet at all to stop the enemy from encroaching on our right flank. What I was honestly afraid of, because for this strategy to really work, we have to stop the enemy here. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is the kind of battle where it's really, you know, like that Helm's Deep battle in Lord of the Rings. Like, you got to hold them at all costs, because if this was to pour in through here, they could cut off our supply routes, and I was not having that. And eventually my ally, oh my god, look at this. Look at all these tanks, and they're just being sent to the front line. There is no urgency whatsoever for these units to be up here right now. He should have redirected them to help me stop the enemy. Here we were just getting stormed left and right, and I was really hoping that the tanks would run out of gas at any moment now. And unfortunately, I lost both of those units. Here I unloaded some infantry, hoping to stop them or slow them down. We're retreating into the forest. You guys will shortly be seeing me dropping, I believe I was dropping airstrikes on here. Maybe not. Nope, that's not even mine. All right, well, we'll see what takes place here. I believe these tanks are very close to being out of any kind of fuel. Here we go, guys. We're engaging them with our infantry. We have destroyed one tank, everybody. Let's go. The T-55 and airstrike. My god, what a moment. That's what I'm talking about. Now we have a little bit of an upper hand. I got 2 units over here. Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually 1 unit versus another unit. And look, they're very close in health. Unfortunately, the enemy is coming up with reinforcements. I'm going to have to back away. And you guys can see me. I am retreating out of there, being like, holy shit, I really need to go away. And oh my god, look at that accurate artillery fire. And this is what I was talking about before, guys, where the AI loves to bring at least 1 artillery unit, and they can be menacing, especially when your units are really low health and you're really trying to save them and retreat out of there. You guys can see I'm bringing up some more tanks for resupply here. I'm sorry, for reinforcement. And I think I lost that unit. Yes, I did. So a lot of heroes dying here today on this battlefield. I mean, look at this carnage over here. Just a lot of burning wood and a lot of destroyed vehicles. The enemy is making steady progress, but we are about to have another engagement here very soon. Here we go, guys. Let's watch what happens. We are getting hit. I believe we got shot from over here. No, that's not possible. Here we go, guys. This is the M60 over here. A cheaper tank unit, but it is engaging the enemy, and we are about to destroy an enemy tank, and we have done that successfully. This tank is putting on some suppressive fire on the enemy, and we are effectively slowing down this clump of a massive army. But guys, look at this. Look at all these units that are coming this way to give us more trouble. And again, I'm telling you, this is exactly what I wanted, because I wanted them to overstretch themselves. Ideally, I wanted to hold them up here, but I was not able to do that, so I had to retreat. And we're having some more engagements over here. I don't know if... No. There we go. We eliminated 1 infantry unit. This was to just give me time to reinforce myself. Here I have myself a Bradley, guys. I love these vehicles. I highly recommend them. If you don't use them, they have a bunch of ATGMs. They're good against infantry and they're awesome against tanks. I call them the tank killers. They do a great job of eliminating tanks. Here we go. I'm loading up some infantry, creating more choke points, because right here, guys, is the last stand. Here I am retreating some of my units because I feel outmatched and I know I'm outmatched. So I'm trying to position them in very key areas, hoping to get some kind of advantage, because when the enemy comes around this corner, there's no way in hell they're going to see me before I see them. And that is exactly what I was trying to do here. I'm bringing in some recon helicopters, more infantry. Here we go. Moving up. I will tell you that at this moment, the enemy was pushing us very, very hard on both sides. Up here was very vital for us to win. Again, the AI being stupid, that was our easy AI. It just launched its anti-air straight at the enemy, kind of just suiciding themselves. That is one thing that I don't like about this game. I don't understand why you would ever put your anti-air unit straight up to the front line. Makes no sense whatsoever. Here we go. Here's one coming. I love the way that that missile spins, because that's actually quite realistic. I've actually seen real footage like this. I don't know what he's shooting at, though, because he's missed quite a bit. There are two tanks right here. Let's see. Oh, this one looks to be more true. No. Wow. So these missiles seem to be, I mean, I believe they're to be guided, but they're not accurate whatsoever. Let's go over here and check out what's going on here. The enemy seems to have broken through our front line. They found a weak point and they are already entrenched into our town. This is really bad for us. We're trying to fight this as hard as we can. As you guys can see, I brought up a bunch of units over here to try to essentially stop these tanks from... these guys are out of anti-tank rounds. And they're taking a punishment right now. I think I'm about to lose them. Yep. Unfortunate, guys. I'm retreating this unit here. I wasn't able to stop them as best as I thought, but we did get some kills over here to slow down the enemy, make them think twice about just rushing into this town. Because honestly, if they had done that, our situation would have been much worse. And again, some artillery fire came down on this anti-tank unit earlier. I had to move it around, hoping the enemy would forget about it. These units are the M106A2 are great for suppressing infantry. I use them all the time. They're not a super powerful mortar, but they will definitely kill infantry, and they fire fairly quickly. Here we go, guys. We're about to see some action. We're destroying a tank over here. Very good. Don't know why the enemy has... Actually, this makes sense. I think they're trying to sneak a unit up here so they can contest this area, which would really give them a plus point, because you guys can see right now it's 267 to 18. We're losing quite badly, but it's all about positioning your units, all about having the enemy lose as many units as possible, because like I said, guys, this was a grueling battle that went on for over 2 hours, and I can't tell you just yet, but you will see what happens. As you guys can see, we've already pushed out the enemy, but we are taking heavy casualties here. I lose another tank. Really was hoping to get it into the tree line here before it got destroyed, but unfortunately I could not do it. It was being shot from every direction, and here we have the AI again being kind of silly, bringing the anti-air in a wide open area. We just got bombed, guys. I don't know why this anti-air unit did not activate whatsoever. Here I am putting down artillery fire, hoping to stop the enemy from advancing at certain points. A lot of action going on here. We have this F-16 giving us a little bit of recon. My artillery is getting counter fire, and I'm not realizing it. Again, I was always really hoping that this game would allow a better feature to let you know that your units are in pain or are being attacked. Another cool feature that this game could definitely add is to allow your recons to notify you when they visualize enemies. It doesn't have to be every second. It could be every 30, every even minute. It could just say, enemy spotted. It would help me know that there's about to be an engagement, so that I'm more prepared to be able to tactically move my units in the right way so that we can win. Here we go, guys. We're laying down a lot of airstrikes. That was a cluster strike right there, hoping to just kind of stop the enemy. Here I am doing artillery strikes on the infantry. So here you guys see us suppressing the infantry with artillery. This is with those wonderful artillery units over here that I was telling you about. I'm using over here the M106A2s, suppressing the infantry right here. Here we moved up a tank. We got some more reconnaissance units and more infantry in general being suppressed by another tank. We have another tank here doing a little spat with another tank, and fortunately we won that one, but this tank got heavily damaged. I believe I brought this supply vehicle over here. Yep, as you guys can see, I'm bringing it over here to fix the tank as fast as possible, because I'm really trying to keep all the units I can. Let's hop back over here. Let's see what's going on here. Not much, and I believe this tank gets destroyed pretty quickly. Yep, I got two tanks firing at me. Didn't have a chance. Bad move on my part. I have recon helicopters. I don't know why I didn't use them at that very moment. I think I just got excited because I destroyed a tank and an infantry. Here we are, pushing the enemy back to where we feel a little bit more comfortable, giving ourselves a little bit of safe space so that we're not being choked as tightly. Here we go, guys. A beautiful shot there from the A-10. Hopefully it survives. Let's see if it makes it. There you go. A successful mission by the A-10. And that was actually my vehicle. Here I am laying more suppressive fire on the infantry. We're really just hammering the enemy right now, allowing our chances of retaking the control of this area a lot better. 2,600 meters away, this tank is engaging us. This T-80 is truly incredible, and I think that's why the Ukrainians use it today in their modern combat. But these are the Russians from the 90s, obviously. Here we go. We got this A-10 here. Hopefully it survives to live another day. Is this mine? It is mine. I believe I'm retreating this one out of there. We're doing more airstrikes every second. Here we go, guys. And that unit's gone. Very beautiful. Beautiful defense here. We're just slowly pushing the enemy out. Unfortunately, this AI is not realizing that it's being shot by a tank from super far away. They need to retreat so that they don't lose this tank pointlessly. We need to keep every tank we can. We have successfully stopped the enemy from coming in here. Here our AI is pushing more units up here, more infantry. I'm slowly pushing up here on the left, hoping to catch the enemy by surprise with some infantry and anti-tank units. Here we go. The M160s in action. I'm sorry, M106. Here we go. The M106 in action, shooting artillery at the enemy. A little inaccurate, but it will do. Here we go. And this unit's going to be destroyed even by this weak recon unit being shot over here by my tank. We got some crazy battles going on here. The AI is trying to just scope out, see the enemy. Hopefully they can bring these units in to take this tank out, because it's not even facing them if they can sneak up on it. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. This infantry is just pinned down with suppressive fire from the tanks. They're not going to make it out of there alive, unfortunately. Here we go. We got an airstrike going on straight down on the tanks. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Here we got some more infantry units running over here, hoping to find those tanks. Here comes my artillery from my M106As, just putting down a little bit of suppressive fire. If they bring in any kind of logistical units, they're getting destroyed. I would never have done that, but here we go. Oh my god, that unit got decimated by this helicopter over here. Man, the German names are so difficult. The Ural. Here we go. More artillery coming down on the enemy. Like I said, not strong enough to really hurt tanks, but enough to just slow them down a little bit. We got more airstrikes coming in here. Here we go. Oh, wow. That was... Oh, I was wrong. Sorry, guys. They came in to destroy this anti-air over here. Beautiful. Look at this tank. Took a lot of damage from... Both these units actually took damage from that aircraft. And here you see the first enemy unit coming in from the left side. Another shot. Didn't do too much. I will also say, guys, the A-10 is a little bit disappointing with how it's able to destroy tanks. We all know that the A-10s are tank destroyers. I really wish that they would make the A-10 a little bit more formidable as far as destroying tanks of any kind. Because we know that in the 90s there was no explosive armor, and there's no way in hell these tanks would survive that Gatling gun or any of the missiles shot at it by the A-10. But they have nerfed that overly. Here we go. My tanks almost got completely wiped out by that Su-24, I believe. Here goes down their M18. Let's watch it crash. Oh my god, this just looks like a nightmare. Hopefully they said their prayers before that happened. Here I'm trying to conceal my tanks and hide them away from any kind of Su-25s, hoping that that doesn't happen what just happened earlier. I lost one tank, unfortunately, from deploying. Oh, let's watch this Su-25. It's gonna get taken out. Yes, sir. Oh my god, look where it crashed, right next to this unit. Insane engagements going on here, just lots of infantry getting killed. But again, once that infantry gets close enough, that tank is gonna get destroyed as long as they have anti-tank missiles. Only 2 of the units have them. Let's see the engagements. My god, this is hot. We got artillery. We got anti-tank units shooting off. This is carnage, guys. My god, that was insane. Look how many units the enemy just lost. An insane amount of units, and they're gonna lose more. Here we go. This one's real close to getting destroyed too, the BMP-2. We got another Russian aircraft that got destroyed. Look at that artillery fire coming down on the enemy. And these are actually, the M106As can damage the BMP-2s, guys. And yeah, great artillery coming down on the enemy, suppressing them. Here we have some Cobras, but they are getting shot by the anti-air units. This is really intense. I believe these were mine. Yep, and I realized that there was anti-air units, so I'm retreating them. But I'm also calling down airstrikes, artillery, whatever I can to really, because this is a pivotal moment. This is a moment where we're going to start pushing the enemy back into their own territory, right through the same spot that they pushed us. You guys can see that the enemy is just getting more and more depleted. And that's because look at this. Look at this. Just, I don't even know what to call this. It's just a cluster of insanity. It wasn't worth it enough for me to call any airstrikes. But I was building up my defenses over here, just waiting for the enemy to come in here so I could destroy them. Again, this is the AI here. I don't know why they would come that close to the infantry unit. They're taking a lot of damage. Not a great move. They're going to get destroyed before they even destroy this enemy unit. Look at this recon. Wow. This is the German recon unit, by the way, guys. What's going on here? Nothing. I don't know what these aircraft keep doing. They keep flying right over the enemy to do nothing. Here this tank is routed and is retreating from one German recon unit. Again, guys, I've told you this before. Just because you have a tank doesn't mean that you can destroy anything in your path. It's quite the opposite, and that's what I'm talking about. Here we go. My ally just lost another, I believe this is the German tank. Yep. How unfortunate. Really stupid move by them. Here they go again, realizing they need to retreat. They're bringing up some recons and a lot of tanks, actually. it seems like our ally is really determined on just fighting these guys. I don't think they learned their lesson. Here they go, riding up right on the enemy again. Way too close, guys. I would never engage like that. Here we go. We got a shot from an anti-tank unit right here. These are great. They're running off back in the forest. Here they got a BMP-1, but it got destroyed by one of their tanks. Not a great move, guys. And in fact, I do this all the time where I use my infantry to really just blindside tanks if I can. Here are my M106A2s laying down suppressive fire on the enemy. Let's see where I'm shooting. Oh, right on top of that recon unit. Again, this is something we can do in America today, is call in artillery fire very close to friendlies and not kill our own guys. And that's what makes America so great. Here we go. We got a lot of infantry superiority going on here. This unit is not going to last long. They're getting just hammered by all the NATO units here. But to be fair, the enemy is shooting us with artillery. And quite well. There goes that unit. Here you go, guys. We officially control majority of the town. Here are my Cobras coming in handy. They're going to destroy anything coming in here. Any serious armor coming in here is going to get annihilated. Here we go. We're engaging the BMP-1. Let's see if we destroy it. I believe we do. Let's see what happens here. This anti-air is going to get destroyed very quickly. Stupid move on the AI. Here they're trying to shoot at our Cobras. I am flying away with them, but I was already easily able to destroy them with my Bradley over here and my anti-tank unit over here. If you guys take a quick look, I am protecting my left flank with these two units. I have an anti-air here. Also this supply truck, but it's out of munitions now. I have some artillery that I can stop anything coming from here. As well as those two Cobra helicopters, which are extremely mobile and able to do what I need them to do. Here you guys see me slowly pushing up with my tanks. Like I told you before, the way I play, I move my tanks slowly because there's no need to push your tanks into situations like you guys saw in this game over and over again, where the enemy would just drive their tank into urban environment and get destroyed extremely fast, because that is not what you want to do. And that's why, frankly, today, why Russia's losing so many tanks. And these units, as wonderful as they are weak and very susceptible to artillery, and they will get destroyed quite quickly. Man, these guys got balls of steel because they're just waiting here for a tank to come by. Now artillery came from over there. Man, let me tell you guys, this game is beautiful. One thing I will give this game props is the beauty of this game. It is very pretty. Here you got a little skyline over here. But if you zoom in, it's just, it's beautiful. I love seeing the fields. Here you go, guys. You're seeing some MLRs action here. And this is one thing that happened that really frustrated me, guys, is the fact that when I grouped those MLRs, I couldn't ungroup them afterwards. Here we go. We're calling down some airstrikes, hoping to move this unit, I believe. And we destroyed another command unit. The enemy actually started, like you see here, they started just landing helicopters everywhere. There were command units to be able to maintain their command position, because if they lost that, we'd have a +3. Here we go. This is another Grad missile thing here. Definitely not as good as our MLRs, but they are effective. Like I said, guys, we kind of just played defensive in the beginning of the game, and we just waited for the enemy to exhaust themselves. We waited for the enemy to stretch themselves thin, and we ultimately waited for the enemy to lose as many personnel as possible, allowing us to really win the game. Here you go, guys. I'm moving my infantry and anti-tank unit and Bradley unit away from the artillery fire. Quite late, I might say so myself. Here I am moving up some tanks, just really wanting to secure this area right here in general, make sure the enemy doesn't move on me at all. Here we go. We'll probably have an engagement here with this recon, probably soon. This anti-air feels endangered, so I'm sure it's trying to move away. It's going to get destroyed. There you go. and we're laying down insanely massive suppressive fire. Here I am retreating from the infantry because I'm not stupid like the AI, and I will destroy them very quickly. Here we go. We control this sector here. The enemy is still not making any progress, and this was their downfall. Like I told you guys, they poured in a massive amount of resources over here into this sector, and all that really happened is that they lost a vast amount of units and spent a lot of logistical units trying to supply them to even get over here. It's a cool strategy if you can pull it off, but again, if you're gonna do this here, you better commit, and commit hard. But again, it makes you vulnerable here. Again, this map, the Black Forest map, you need to dominate this area, and if you don't dominate this area, you will lose the match. I learned this the hard way the first time I played on this map. Thanks so much. It means a lot to me. If you guys like this content, I will be bringing more to you, and I hope you enjoyed. Take care.